for us, we found that it works better if the clients actually comes into the box and play with us for a little bit. And that's why we have this process and question.
Yeah, we invented the process through just things that designers do. Listen, pay attention, ask good questions, think about things, come up with something original, delve into that, take it further than you might have, surprise people, and invite their audience into their company.
We did these exercises with a mood board and associations with pictures and things, which was great. And then I think what they came up with was this sort of reflection of who we are, which I thought was, dead on right from the beginning. So that was neat.
It gives them a reason to believe in their own vision and their own, what comes out of the box at the end, and feel a certain amount of sense of ownership.
Where can we push ourselves to come up with something original and fresh and not just nice looking? So we get a new notebook for every one of our clients. It's really important because nothing happens overnight. Things take a little time to settle into people's minds, and everybody needs some time to think about things. And sometimes you do your best thinking when you're not really consciously thinking. And we use this sketchbook to present things. Like, okay, so it's still loose and sketchy. It's not done. Don't worry, this isn't the end. This is just an idea of a beginning. And that's when it starts to get exciting, because when you can present these concepts, people can get excited and creative with you.
I don't know, I guess it will start from how we got connected.
So it was in a bar, wasn't it? We'd previously been this pretty sort of general IT services company. I guess we had a bit of a focus on R&D, but very generic. And then when I came on board with the company in 2007, we changed that somewhat. We changed what we really did.
Right.
And we came to focus more on mobile application development. But I guess from my perspective, when we actually started working with you guys, that's when things really changed for us in a big way, because we've been approaching it very much from the point of view of we need to get our website refreshed, we need to do an overhaul. But that was all we were thinking of at that point in time. And I guess what we found really special and cool about working with you guys is you helped us first step back from that, probably actually take a short bicycle ride sort of several miles in the opposite direction, and really go back to the core of what are you guys about? What is your core brand identity? What makes you special? What makes you different?
Right.
And through that process of working through that with you, with your help, we figured out, well, actually, no. If we're gonna really do this, if we're gonna really update ourselves to reflect what we've become, this can't just be about a website update. This has to be more than this. There has to be, everything basically. What I think was great about you guys, you didn't tell us what our identity was. You didn't try and say, I think you guys are this, but you facilitated and you helped us come about that ourselves through our own discussions.
You all definitely understood what we were going for, even though sometimes I feel like we can be sort of scattered. You're asking us, what's the one person, what's your ideal client, and it's hard. We're like, anybody who will pay us to do architectural services. So you really helped us focus and really emphasize the importance of doing it holistically, and I think that it was everything's better in the end, our logo, our website, because we took the time to do all of that.
They recommended some reading and a few other things, and as we went through this process, personally, the brand started to mean a lot more than just really the image. The imagery is part of it, and how that interacts with everything we do, but the brand itself is far more core.
It was great to get the reinforcement that branding is a reflection of who we are in the first place. It's not an artificial entity that's created. It really springs from something internal. Deepika gave us a great book about Caterpillar, which is a kind of a parable. It's really a story about identity, and I thought that the most important takeaway that we had was that our authenticity and our identity is really central and that's probably the most valuable thing we have to protect.
I met Akira at a volunteer meeting for one of the student groups, and we started working on posters, making posters, and I would do the drawings, and Akira would do the layout, and we started spending a heck of a lot of time together. Even though we had dreamed up the idea of Design Kompany when we were students in college, we want to inspire people and get them engaged and excited about their own projects, because we're excited about our own projects. You know, this is what we've made our lives into. It's all about building what you want out of what's there. I think one of the things I like about what we do is that we can take our business anywhere, and we've been lots of places since we're together. We've been together since '94, so that's a long time.
That's the thing about being part of the Design Kompany team, was that, you know, you and Akira are married, but you're also working together, and that dynamic is, you don't see that very often. You don't imagine that it's going to work well, but it really does.
You feel nurtured rather than hindered. You know, you're not over-directed, and you're pushed just enough to kind of get a good end result, and people are happy. And
we're taking Design Kompany to a new level again. We're spinning off other branded projects, like we have Wavular, which is my artwork, and Akira has spun off this thing called Lightfoot, which is small businesses have certain needs for marketing their products, and Lightfoot targets them, talking to people about what they need and want, and how they can make their messages on brand and on target and understandable by their people. That's kind of what we do. Design Kompany has been a labor of love.
We set the moon on fire